And now, broadcasting from the Ginger and Baker studio in the heart of the Music District, it's Live at Lunch on KRFC 88.9 FM. We are airing on 88.9 on your FM dial and streaming online at krfcfm.org with live video stream on Facebook. Hello, I'm your host, David V. Live at Lunch is produced by KRFC 88.9 FM in the Ginger and Baker studio. Today's video is made possible by Fort Collins Public Media. I'm excited to introduce today's guests, Trash Cat.
Hey everybody, we're so happy to be here. This song is called I Know. She asked me, do you ever feel alone? Do you ever feel so tired? Do you ever get so spend days and weeks feeling uninspired. Though you try your best to see the light, nothing ever seems to turn out right. She said, I know, it's gonna be
Trash Cat here on Live at Lunch. That was fun. I want to introduce the band. Mary Claxton is lead vocalist and electric ukulele. And Brian Claxton on drums. Hayden Farr on the baritone sax. Yay. How'd you guys get together?
Well, Brian and I got together a long time ago. We've been married for quite a number of years.
Coming up on 12.
Yeah. And, we've played in some musical projects together, including the Burros, which all three of us are in. It's like a bigger 9-piece funk and soul band. And for a while there, a bunch of members of the Burros lived together. So we just would kind of like, people would get up and we'd be, playing music together. And Hayden and I would often be like watching cartoons. And then you'd say like, oh, it would be really cool to write a song about this character. And then we would do that. And then it kind of just evolved from there. Yeah.
So would you say that the band's more influenced by cartoons or by musical artists?
It's a combination of both.
Yeah?
I feel like.
Yeah.
It seems like they serve different
Yes.
influence.
Yeah.
Lyrical writing and story of the songs is more the cartoon plot, character development, and then
Yeah.
obviously we are all music nerds, so
Yeah.
We
Also
are
true.
highly influenced by by
Oh.
a ton of way more musical artists probably overall if you had to compare the two.
Yeah, the reason I mentioned that in your bio, you list David Bowie, but you also list Star Trek, Steven Universe.
Yes.
It's kind of all over. And the Burros are more soul funk. Mm-hmm. And of course, Johnny, being the big vocalist with that. What guy brought you guys more to the ska sound?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the one bridge between the cartoon and the musical stuff is Rebecca Sugar, who wrote songs for Adventure Time, and she also was the creator of Steven Universe, and she writes a lot of ukulele-based songs and does a lot of sort of singer-songwriter stuff in that vibe. But I think our sound is also inevitable because of our instrumentation. So we try to actually play with a lot of different genres, pop stuff, rock stuff, even, kind of touching on some folk, stuff. But it always sounds like us because, in large part because of Hayden's bari sax. And then, the electric uke and Brian's just style and the way he plays. So, it's honestly been great because I feel not as bound by genre as I have in other projects. Yeah.
Well, that was In the Waves. Next, you're going to play The Tide, the title of your latest album.
We're gonna play our single off of our new album called "Only Person That I Like."
The only person that I like. You have a video out for this too.
We do, yeah. It was actually we shot it with just an awesome videographer, Joe Sanchez, at the Atrium here in Fort Collins. So a lot of fun. If you see live music in Fort Collins, you will see familiar faces in that video because it's a lot of other musicians and friends who came to dance with us.
Trash Cat.
Get my jokes. I don't know if it's same, but it's so nice to have you here, even when you're away. You're the only person that I like. You're the only person that I like. You're the only person that I like. After all this time. Just in case I'm storing up your ectoplasmic slime in the snow.
So you only like one person?
Yeah, that song I wrote for Brian. Number.
It's good to like your husband.
Yeah. It was
Last
so
year.
funny because with things starting to open up, with COVID, it just was this reaction. And of course, like Johnny Burrows will always say, if you want to write a song, take a small feeling and blow it out of proportion. And so, like for me, that song was like, oh, it's great to see other people again. But also, like, I've been really pretty fine. It's just the two of us hanging out and, like, really enjoying that. So, I wrote that. And then Hayden helped me record a demo, and I gave it to Brian last year for Valentine's Day. So that was fun.
Do you guys have outside jobs, daytime jobs?
Yeah. You want to start?
I mainly perform freelance, but then I also teach at a couple universities, teach music. Yeah.
Which universities?
University of Northern Colorado in Greeley, and then I teach remotely at the University of Wisconsin Eau Claire. So
nice.
part online, part in person. But yeah.
I work over at the Fort Collins Music District, and then I gig on the rest of the side.
And I work for a music education nonprofit called Little Kids Rock. I help create curricular resources for teachers who want to teach contemporary music, songwriting, improvisation, all of that stuff. So it really is it's a nice marriage.
What would you say you guys are listening to these days?
What are you listening to?
Right now, I just like can't stop listening to the Brandy Carlisle album. Like I know that I should like also listen to other things, but it's been my go-to. But also like Lizzo and Janelle Monáe, and then I'll go through big kicks of Bowie and Prince and the Beatles. And even sometimes like I'll really get into a kick where I'm listening to like the Zombies and the Kinks, like some of those like old
60s.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of hear that, especially
The
like
originals.
in that last song. It's just like a very kind of 60s.
Kind of a Ray Davies influence, yeah.
Totally. So that's big for me.
Well, as far as sax, do you listen to much jazz, or are you more into ska? Or
No, it's eclectic. I dig like Bon Iver, Hiatus Coyote, Wolfpack.
Wow.
Like it's kind of a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
I actually don't listen to ska.
Okay.
But yeah, and then Prince. Obviously, I love Prince. Yeah, that's all I've been listening to lately.
Well, the funk stuff is coming through with the Burrows.
And Colin Stetson. I don't know if
yeah.
you've ever checked him out, but he's amazing. He plays bass saxophone and circular breeze the entire time.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Love it.
He's not doing a rush on Roland Kirk playing 3 saxes at once or anything.
No. But when you watch it, you'll be like, what is going on? It's crazy. It's really cool.
How about you?
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. I'm always listening. I think one of the newer records that I checked out that I really like is the new Yebba record. Really great band. But then even just for gigs, I'll be learning a lot of stuff all the like just trying to learn stuff for the gigs. Trying to think of recent ones. We just did a John Coltrane tribute, which was very fun down in Nocturne, and the band leader picked I'm obviously a huge John Coltrane fan, but picked a ton of really great songs for that. So it was like kind of fun to revisit that, and didn't have to work too hard to learn those, but it was fun to re-listen to those. And we listened to a lot of music together. So the Brandy Carlisle too, and
Yeah, we're playing a lot of KRFC, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then like kind of like a funk kick because Brian teaches the funk
Right.
lab at UNC, so like Chuck Brown, and Shaka Khan and all kinds of good stuff there.
Earth,
Yeah.
Wind and Fire, and yeah.
Well, you're going to do Darling Don't Feel Bad next. What's the story behind that?
This song really was like a really strong reaction that we had to one of the Steven Universe episodes. There's this episode where a character meets a whole bunch of like they call it their gems, right? It's like kind of the theme of the show. So they like all kind of came out wrong, or so they've been told. And so one of the protagonists is just really trying to build them up and tell them that it's exciting and amazing that they were created just the way they are, which I think is just something that a lot of us need to hear. And
especially children.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So this is just about kind of owning who you are and living from that place of comfort.
Trash Cat.
To think about all the lies people been telling you. Oh my, I can understand their hearts, but I try to help you see the truth. Darling, don't feel bad for a moment. Darling, don't feel bad for a second. Darling, don't feel bad. Darling, don't feel bad. It's almost like nobody ever told you you're beautiful. Must be blind or tripped up on their jealousy. It's in my mind. I broke priceless treasure and I'd like to watch you shine. Watch you shine, watch you shine. For a moment, darling, don't feel bad. For a second, darling, don't feel bad. Darling, don't feel bad. 'Cause I love your eyes and I love the love that they have inside. I can't comprehend how they stay so bright. Even when they try to bring you down, it feels so right to finally see you smile. Darling, don't feel bad for a moment. Darling, don't feel bad for a second. Darling, don't feel bad. Darling, don't feel
Darling, Don't Feel Bad by Trash Cat here on KRFC 88.9 FM. For not listening to any ska, you certainly have a heck of a lot of ska influence in your sax playing. Just wanting to jam to the sax there.
Sometimes horn players have a little bit of like a touchy spot around ska music.
Just a little bit.
Well, riding that seesaw between tenderheartedness and absurdity. What a great line in your bio there.
I think it sums up kind of personally my whole life.
Yeah.
That's how I feel a lot of the times navigating through life, is I want to be really earnest, but I am inherently a very silly person. And I think I was a classroom teacher for a few years, and that lends itself pretty well to that because...
What did you teach, music?
I taught music at a K-12 school in town here, and it was awesome. I really loved it. A lot of this early stuff I was writing, and we were writing during that time because I was coming up with these like fun songwriting games with kids just to kind of get them loosened up. And then I would just also play the games, and sometimes different things come out of it. Yeah.
So you guys are working on a new project.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Do it.
Okay. We've been collaborating with some folks on a cartoon for like, early childhood. It's called Little Roar and His Big Family. It's been so fun. The show showcases a lot of different kinds of families. It's super positive. It talks about some like really basic things that kids need to learn, like ABCs and eating vegetables, and then touches on some like more tricky subjects too. So we've been writing the score for those, the episode music, along with like a special song for every episode. So it's pretty fun to write songs when the prompt is like, can you write a song about playing dress up? We're like, sure.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. So it's been a blast, and those episodes are going to be coming out in June. Like, the exact date isn't set yet, but it's going to be up on YouTube for anyone to see, and we're just really excited to be a part of it, and we're going to do like a launch party for that as well. So yeah, if you have little ones, it's a cool thing to like just keep your ear out for, because it'll be coming down the pipe here. Yeah.
So you're going to do James Knows next.
Yes.
Now, that's not on the album. Your new album's called The Tide.
Yes.
Is this one of the songs from that, or is this a future album?
It's a single release eventually.
But yeah, we recorded it at the same time, kind of intending it to put it on The Tide, and it just didn't quite fit. It just like has a little bit of a life of its own. So we are going to release it sometime this year, but I'm looking for a horse for a music video to make that happen. So I don't know if anyone knows anyone.
Contact Mary Claxton.
Yeah.
Absurd.
I've got a
Absurd.
horse.
This is the absurdity.
Well, all
part.
right. You're listening to Trash Cat here on KRFC 88.9 FM's Live at Lunch, and this is James Knows.
Have you heard the word that's going around? There's someone real special that's coming to town. So stop what you're doing and don't delay. Soon he'll be on his way. He's the kind of a guy who makes you feel so warm inside. He's the kind of a boy who's gonna fill your heart with joy. He's the kind of a man who makes you feel that you can. So come on, people, and dance. Because James knows what all the girls like. Yeah, James knows just what to do. You know that James, he shows him knows what I like. And I know what James likes too. 'Cause when you have a bad day, he knows just what to say. And when you start to cry, wipe the tears right from your eyes. And the sound of his voice is beyond divine. Ooh, that man's so fine. Because James knows what all the boys like. Yeah, James knows just what to do. You know that James, he shows him knows what I like. And I know what James likes too. We like to clap like this. Come on, James. Everybody now. Because James knows what everyone likes. Yeah, James knows just what to do. You know that James, he shows him knows what I like. And I know what James likes.
That was fun. Old school funk is what it felt like there.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Well, I don't know why it wasn't on the last album. Because it's a great tune. There you go. So it'll be a great single coming up here.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, we have a lot of fun with it.
Hey, what's the best place for fans and listeners to go to check up on your upcoming touring schedule, album releases, things like that?
Yeah, we have a website. It's TrashCatTunes, TUNES.com, and that has, like merchandise on there, to show dates, and then just, pictures.
Is that the best place to get your music too?
You can get physical copies of all that stuff. We also have that streaming everywhere. It's
Sure.
streaming and sort of.
What's the best place to benefit you as a band that you want people to pick up your
I
music?
love that question. We have all of our stuff on Bandcamp, and they're really good about, the financial support going directly to artists. So that's really helpful for us, of course, and like any artist.
But the website will ship you
Yeah.
merch directly,
There's a
and
link.
Yeah.
and that
Wonderful.
is the best.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are going to play Robot Girlfriend next. I love the title. How'd that come about?
This song is based off an episode of Star Trek, and it's one of the goofiest episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, where there's a crisis, and Geordi LaForge, rather than like working with his very capable team, works with the hologram of like another engineer, and then he falls in love with the hologram. It's really out. And it's so, I was watching this and it just made me laugh so hard. And so I wrote this song probably the fastest of any tune I've ever written for us. And hologram just didn't really fit, so I changed it to be a robot. But
Hologram Girlfriend.
yeah, if Jordy's got a hologram girlfriend, is not as catchy. Yeah.
Great. Trash Cat on Live at Lunch.
She's set up on the weekend. She's programmed for love, yeah, she's programmed for fun. Oh, Jody's got a robot girlfriend. And if you set it up the deep end, but she's programmed for love, yeah, she's programmed for fun. And she's the one. She told him, beep, bop, boop, boop, beep, means you love me. Beep, bop, boop, 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 means I love you. Oh, Jody's got a robot girlfriend. She was formed from a human conscience. He makes her blush, but she's cold to the touch. Oh, Jody's got a robot girlfriend. She had to make the calculations. She plus he inside of holodeck 3 equals something. Really something. She told him, beep, bop, boop, boop, beep, means you love me. Beep, bop, boop, 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 means I love you. She told him, beep, bop, boop, boop, beep, means you love me. And beep, bop, boop, 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 means I love you. You know that Jody's got a robot girlfriend. I love you, Jordy. Let's fly through space together forever. Beep, bop.
Jordy would be proud.
I hope so. I hope we hope LeVar gets to hear that song someday. It's a dream.
Well, it's great that you guys bond, all digging the same things as far as the cartoons and the sci-fi and the music reflects it too. It's great, and I do hear I do hear a little bit of everything now. As we're sitting and going through all the songs now, it's not just ska. It's some funk, some old school, but yeah. It's I'm enjoying it. I'm sure our listeners are too. This is Trash Cat that you're listening today here on KRFC 88.9 FM. Only If I'm Lonely, your next one is on the album.
Yes.
And what's the story behind that one?
it was kind of just a loose idea, sort of relating to an Adventure Time episode. But I think it's like a pretty universal idea of sometimes you want to be loved or feel admired or loved, but only on your own terms. And it's ultimately like kind of a selfish thing, but it's also a little funny, because it's just the way that humans are. And so this was sort of about that idea of, yeah, it would be great. You think it's going to be this nice love song, but then it's like, but only if I feel like it.
Trash Cat.
But only if I'm lonely. I don't wanna be somebody who would play with your hoping. Well, maybe for a moment. The doctor's order, just be cool and have some fun with the sweetie. But keep it easy breezy. I don't wanna pay the price of love. I just wanna know that someday there'd be someone who would hold me, but only if I'm lonely. Only for my ego. I don't wanna pay the price of love. I just wanna know that someday there'll be someone who'll hold me, but only if I'm lonely. But only if I'm lonely. Only if I'm lonely. Only if I'm lonely. Only if I'm lonely.
Trash Cat, only if I'm lonely. Yeah, it's kind of a sweet and sour love song. I love you, but only when I want to. That's nice. So you guys, what's coming up here as far as gigs and plans for, well, the spring and summer? I think things are opening up. So
Yeah, we have a couple of cool things coming up. We're doing a collaboration with the Fort Morgan community. So we're actually going in and doing some songwriting workshops with kids for a day, and then we'll be doing a concert at night, which, fingers crossed, will have some like special guests from their own community, people writing songs. That's on, I wrote it down, May 13th.
and where at in town there in Fort Morgan?
Yeah, at the band shell, the
okay.
outdoor band shell, yeah. So we're really looking forward to that. It's we've done workshops with kids in the past, and so, but it's been a while, so it'll be nice to do that again.
That'll be an entire day thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
And then we've been doing some shows with So Far Sounds Denver, which are, like secret shows. But if you keep your eye open on get on their mailing list on their calendar, you can.
So Far shows?
So Far Sounds, yeah.
So Far Sounds.
Mm-hmm. So it's a really cool concept. They basically put different small lineups together. You play 20-minute sets in some random place. So the last one was on a rooftop.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
So if you link yourself to their website, they send you out a text or an email or whatever, and the show's tomorrow or tonight or whatever it might be.
So it's kind of like a fun, different thing for us. So between that and Little Roar is kind of what we're working on right now. And then I'm sure things will crop up, but those have been plenty to keep us busy.
Yeah.
You got 3 or 4 in the bag here for the next album or the singles.
Yeah,
Unless you're doing A and B sides.
Yeah.
You guys pretty much, of course, you have your CD and digital. Are you going to do any vinyl?
We had discussed that actually for this record, but apparently Adele took all the vinyl.
I hear that from everybody.
You're right. Yeah,
Isn't that a great excuse?
Yeah.
Of course, they're all being pressed in Czech Republic too, so it doesn't make it easy to drop into the factory.
Yeah, it's no, we had that on, and then there was the backup was like months and months to get pressing. So we're hoping, it's a big goal of ours to do a vinyl pressing sometime in the not distant future. We've done cassettes.
How'd that work out?
People were very excited.
They're so fun. We miss them because they're like to rewind the tape and to hold them in your hand and open up the little
from
case.
The pencil and they get stuck.
Right.
And they
Yeah,
pulled out.
exactly.
They're so fun, and we just made them ourselves on a tape deck using the masters from the record.
The only problem is it's just like
It takes time,
it takes so much time.
but
Unless
it's
you have a
labor
mass
love.
production machine.
Yeah.
Well, The Greatest is the next one up, if I'm not mistaken, and
Yeah.
that's also not on the album. So now
That's on our first album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the name of the first album?
Welcome to Trash City.
Wonderful. And that's still available?
It is, yeah. And there's some really good stuff. A lot of our, real. It tends slightly sillier, I would say, than the last album, which is great. So if you're like, oh yeah, I want to hear more, like there's a love song to David Bowie on there, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So.
Which was appropriate.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Trash Cat, The Greatest.
Everybody knows that you're the greatest. Anyone can see that I'm no good. You'd be a fool to be with me, 'cause you're the greatest. And there's one thing that I could never be. 'Cause someone who was kind could never hurt you. Someone who could love could never cause you so much pain. Maybe is it better in the long run if I leave here today and never pass this way again? 'Cause everybody knows that you're the greatest. Anyone can see that I'm no good. You'd be a fool to be with me, 'cause you're the greatest. And there's one thing that I could never be. Thought maybe I could grow. You know I wanna change, but every time I try it seems to turn out just the same. Maybe there is something deep inside that it's better just to hide. Yeah. 'Cause everybody knows that you're the greatest. Anyone can see that I'm no good. You'd be a fool to be with me, 'cause you're the greatest. And that's one thing that I could never be. So goodbye, my friend, I know it's true, because bye's the only good thing I can give to you. I walk away now and I look back, 'cause the greatest person that I know deserves that. 'Cause everybody knows that you're the greatest, and anyone can see that I'm no
Trash Cat here on KRFC 88.9 FM, live from the Ginger and Baker studio. You know, I almost had like a Cuban salsa little feel to it.
Yeah. Well, you know, Brian and I met in our undergrad, and we were both studying percussion. So we were lucky to have a lot of experiences, you know, doing that kind of music and playing auxiliary percussion as well as drum set. And so yeah, that definitely sneaks in, and it's just so contagious, you know.
Feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys are getting a great sound just as a trio. You see yourself changing the lineup as far as adding more people or brass or anything like that? I mean, frankly, I don't think you need to. I'm just curious because you come from the reason I mention that is you come from the Burroughs. There's 10 people,
Right.
and I'm thinking, you know, they're probably tired of always having to, you know, lug in 10 people, take 3 hours to set up the sound system and all that. And this is probably a little bit easier for you, but.
You know, it's so funny because it logistically is so much easier to be in a three-piece. Actually, being on stage, sometimes it is easier to have a big band because you sort of like share the energy around. But you know, it like both are really fun in different ways. We talk about what it would be like to have a keyboard player who could also sing some background vocals and harmonies with me.
As long as you didn't have to lug a Hammond B3
Right,
Leslie around.
yeah.
Yeah, do plenty of that enough already.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think for now, too, we also kind of have leaned into the idea that our studio sound is just always going to be a little bit different than our live sound, and kind of focusing on being able to record and multi-track. I don't know if any other thoughts about
This
that.
band staying a band of best friends.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and that's
we're-
difficult. You know, that, having been in bands myself for years and years, you know, it's difficult to get everybody who's on the same page,
Right.
same friends, like the same music, you know, in one direction.
Yeah.
And so I totally feel for you. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, I think it would just have to be the right person for that to feel cozy.
Maybe they own a horse too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Great start.
speaking of horses, Straw Girl's the next one up.
What a great segue. Yes. Nicely done.
That's why you're the pro.
And what was the motivation behind Straw Girl?
Yeah.
Are you feeling like a country girl?
Well, really, like this song is maybe one of the most personal songs I've ever written for the band, and I wrote it while teaching, and it's all about. Like, I saw this in a lot of young students, but particularly like young women who really don't have a lot of role models in the music industry, and so feeling like that sense of sort of imposter syndrome. And so I felt like sometimes I was just like propped up, but really didn't have the skills to hang as a musician. So this is kind of all about that, but it also it's important to me that it reflects that it's not that's not a personal thing. It's like a pretty universal
For
thing.
girls, women in general.
Yeah, and also I think for men, not gender non-conforming folks, like I think really like on some level we all do deal with some level of imposter syndrome. So like I can speak to my own experience and like relating that to others, but you know, just I think it's an important thing for everyone to explore where they get their confidence and how to just, you know, love yourself enough to be the best version of yourself in the world. So, yeah.
Okay.
Believe in yourself.
Trash Cat, Straw Girl on Live at Lunch.
I am a straw girl standing in the field. The crow on my shoulder knows I'm not real. I am the ghost that haunts your attic. I am the voice in white noise static. I'm not real, yes, I'm a fake. Don't give me more than I can take. You know how to put my is coming in last. Oh, thank God for the old man looking for the city who sits at the bar and tells me I'm pretty. I don't mind it and I think he knows it. I ain't crazy and he's no poet. Ain't no one to put my back up to. We brought our own.
Trash Cat, Straw Girl here on Live at Lunch, KRFC 88.9 FM, radio from Colorado, for Colorado and the world. Yeah, that was fun. Didn't feel like a country song, that's for sure.
Didn't get the Waylon Jennings influence.
Yeah.
He just needed a saxophone.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of a more rowdy Johnny Cash,
Yeah.
maybe.
So Lullaby is the next one up, and obviously you guys don't tend towards lullabies. Not that that's a bad thing, but what brought that one on?
I did a songwriting challenge with our friend Brianna Harris, who plays in the Burrows.
Mm-hmm. Is she like the manager also for the Burrows?
Yeah, we kind of co-manage.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, she does a lot. Yeah. We love you, Brie. So she had hosted this challenge, and it was like a daily songwriting challenge, and it was, kind of like near the beginning of COVID, and I just felt like I needed to remind myself of like all the things in the life and the world that were good. And so I literally just made a list of like my happy place and all the things that just like feel physically, emotionally good and comforting, and then just turned them into this. And then we decided to just keep it really chill because that was the spirit of the tune.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Trash Cat here on Live at Lunch.
As soft as cotton candy and just as sweet. You're wrapped in starry blankets, a single beam of moonlight hits your cheek and sends you back to sleep. Like fingertips in water that calm the waves, you're moving slow and steady. You say your name into the midnight sky and watch it twinkle.
Lullaby by Trash Cat here on Live at Lunch. Pretty. Gives you a breather there too, huh?
It still hurts though. Or, my chops are just like, nope, it's not happening, buddy. It's all right though.
All right. Well, we've got about 8 minutes left today, and I'd like to first of all give a thank you to the production team extraordinaire.
Yay!
Chris and Eric there from Fort Collins Public Media, and Andy Howes, our sound tech for today, who's doing a great job too. And thank you for listening to Live at Lunch here in the Ginger and Baker studio. Live at Lunch is produced by KRFC 88.9 FM in the Ginger and Baker studio. And if you'd like to appear on Live at Lunch, you can email me, music director at KRFC. It's david@krfcfm.org. Well, we've got Straight Lines left. And why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. This is like a really nice, angsty anthem, I think.
Yeah. We kind of loosely based it off of a character from Steven Universe.
You guys love Steven Universe.
It's really good.
Really do.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know. The things that they teach in there is to just be emotionally honest and not be afraid of having emotions. It's really good. But this one is like life doesn't really happen in a straight line. Am I correct? Right? Like,
yeah.
There's loops, there's different things, there's highs and lows. You're not going to get to the point from a straight line.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, and I think, sometimes, like, from people who have more perspective, like I know even Brian and I have had guardianship of our niece for a number of years, and sometimes I just have to remember that my hindsight just can't, is not accurate to the course of her life, and we're, different people, and I remember feeling that way as a teenager, that you're, like, you think you have this kind of mapped out for me, but it's not, like,
it's not going to work out that way, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wonderful.
Or at least I want to be able to figure it out for myself. So.
Well, excellent. Well, this is the last one. Straight Lines by Trash Cat. And thanks for tuning in today to KRFC 88.9 FM's Live at Lunch.
Life doesn't move in straight lines. Maybe it's time, and it would be fine for me to see who I'm meant to be for myself. I'm polite and I'm happy to change, running through these waves of amber grain. I'm wild and free, maybe I'm meant to be on my own. There has to be something that's bigger than all of this. And I want to be there to see it, if there is. Never had anyone to teach me how to live on earth and be happy in the now. So can I find what makes my body mine without a guide? There has to be something that's bigger than all of this. And I want to be there to see it, if there is. There has to be something that's bigger than all of this. And I want to be there to see it. If it's true, will you sing out a song of victory and hold it over me? Will you pull me close and say you love me most? Can you laugh and say I know I'll find a way? 'Cause I know I'll find a way.
Live at Lunch is presented entirely by volunteers at KRFC 88.9 FM Radio Fort Collins in Fort Collins, Colorado, in the Ginger and Baker studio, and is sponsored by the Music District. All Live at Lunch broadcasts are available online at krfcfm.org. If you'd like to appear on Live at Lunch, contact us via email at david@krfcfm.org. This has been Live at Lunch on listener-supported community radio, KRFC 88.9 FM Radio, Fort Collins.